Yeah. So go ahead. We're flying along. You got 93 knots. So just pull off power, configure yourself for normal power off stall, and just watch it. Don't look at this. Just watch what this does. Right.
Want to do it with full flaps?
It doesn't make any difference. Yeah.
Right,
however you want to do it.
Let's just drop them in.
Okay.
Level.
And I want you to do that. And you're going to see this increasing number of light bars. That's approach, is when this is right through the middle. And now you're getting to yellow, which is saying, hey, you're in a dangerous zone. Keep bringing it up until we get some red. Okay, we're down to 51. Okay, power's all the way back. See the red? It's saying, I really would like you to push the nose down, right? But I want you to keep pulling it back until it stalls. We're doing 45 knots. There, now it's flashing. Tell me when you stall. There's your stall, 42 knots. Okay, now just recover. And next, so that's when the airplane stalled, when we got that red bar.
Gotcha.
It's going to stall at that red bar no matter what your speed is, because next I want you to put it in let's just put a 30-degree bank.
Got it.
Right? And where would your stall be? It's going to be somewhere, that was, what did I say, 42? The stall's going to be 55 or something like that in a 30-degree bank. So let's just see. So let's go ahead and put in a 30-degree bank, start a turn, and then do another power off stall. I know 30 degrees is a little steep for most people to do a power off stall, but you're a good pilot, so it won't make a difference. So pull her back now.
Hold the horizon.
Pull her back. Yep. We're going to pull all the way into the stall. There's 53, 52, 51, 50, 49. Keep pulling. Bring her back. There's the stall. It's about 45. Okay.
And there it goes.
There you go. All right. So it still stalled when this red chevron came on.
Gotcha.
But we were going faster.
That makes sense.
This lied to you. There is no such thing as stall speed. There's a stall angle of attack.
Right.
Okay, now I want you to do an accelerated stall, and I really want you to crank it. I know I usually fly aerobatic airplanes. This is not, but let's get it over in a 60-degree bank. We can't die. We're sitting here on the ground, and I want you to do the same thing. And when it stalls, take a glance at the AOA, or at the airspeed indicator. We're doing 83 right now, 82, 81. Keep it going. Pull it back. Pull it back. Pull it back. 81. There's the indication that's saying you're about to break. 77, 76. Come on, stall. You pitch it up.
I've got it all the way back.
Oh, you got it all the way back.
All the way
okay,
back.
so it's just not good. It doesn't like it. Okay,
Yeah.
So this started flashing at about 79. Yep. And so the stall always occurs at this same angle of attack, but a higher airspeed, the more loading you've got on it.
Right.
We all know that from private pilot ground school, right?
Yep.
But then you go out and you fly your basic training airplane, and it doesn't have one of these. And so now we have to go, well, we're in a 60-degree bank, so the stall speed is the square root of 2 times the stall speed. And what's going to...
We do that while we're flying?
We do that while we're flying, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So we don't need to do that math. We just look at this. It can't stall. It's not going to stall unless this red chevron is there. So now that's the first demo. That's just stall speed. So that makes sense?
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay.
What's next?
Let's go fly an approach.
All right.
Find the airport. There's an airport out there somewhere. I have no. It looks like it's back over here. Is that it? I don't know. Or down here.
Right there. It's
Okay.
I'm not sure if you can.
Hey, I can see my house from here. No. So just set it up and fly the approach. And what I want you to do is not look at the airspeed indicator once you're on approach. I want you to fly so that this screen is right through that donut. Okay. If you pull back when you're on approach, it's going to go. You're going to get more color, and if you drop the nose, you're going to go less color.
See if I can find it.
You got to find the airport first. Yeah, keep turning.
There we go. Should be right in front of us here.
Okay.
Oh, there it is, right there.
Right.
All right.
I think we're the only traffic in the area, so you can fly an abbreviated pattern if you want. I don't care.
Yeah, we'll just. Oh, we're gonna go here. That's where we're going.
Oh, that's where we're going.
Matter.
Got it.
This will make it easier.
Okay.
We'll just enter.
Yeah. So just set her up and just. You're gonna have to slow her way down to get, and you want to slow it down until you're right on the green donut. and probably
And
flaps.
do you want me to do that on final? Have this come in so I can speed us in here.
I would like you to be. I'd like you to have at least
like
some color on base.
Base? Okay.
I'd like to have a little some color on base, because then when we turn base to final, I'm going to have you, since we can't die here, I want you to pull back a little bit on base to final, and you'll see on that base to final turn, and you'll see the colors going up, 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 and you'll go, wait a minute, I can't pull that hard. You know, this is when Oshkosh Tower says, I need you to turn tight, tight, tight.
Yep. So there we go.
Okay, there you go.
There.
So get it established to an approach speed or approach angle of attack.
And I'm focusing on that.
You're focusing on that,
this.
right? And notice when you're doing that, then you can still keep an eye on the runway. You don't have to go down to here and then up to there.
Yeah,
and down
your
here.
eyes are up and out front.
Your eyes,
okay.
Right. Okay. So when you
There
make
we
your
go.
base to final turn, I want you to just do the wrong thing and pull a little bit, just so you see that this goes up and it starts to get into a warning.
Try to keep it square.
Yep, I know. It's a Cessna, right?
What is it? Well, you'd be surprised. I sit in the right seat. I never get to touch the controls, so.
I understand, right? Yeah, I don't know how to fly. I'm a CFI, right?
I could yell at people about how to fly.
Yeah, the flight I fly.
All right, maybe we'll start our
Okay,
turn.
let's start the turn, and then Tower says, I need you to tighten that up a little bit. Tighten that up. Tighten that turn up a little bit. Oh, now we're starting to get on the yellow. Watch out, watch out. Okay, now let it come back down. Push a little bit there, and now go ahead and line yourself up. And I just want you to just watch that thing, and keep it on the green donut. And the Cessna 172 is such an easy airplane to trim for speed, right? And
I'm not looking here.
You're not looking here at all, right?
I'm looking at my aim point. That's what
right. That's it. Looking there, and
there we
yep.
go.
There you go.
Lower the nose a little bit. There we
Yep.
go.
A little bit more. And as long as it's in the yellow, you're not going to die. It's when you start seeing red, you really need to take action. Yellow means, hey, I'd really like you to pay a little more attention. Red says, okay, you need to push, right? And now when you get into your flare, don't worry about what this is doing. Just fly the airplane.
Straighten it out a little bit here. Plunk.
Funk. Yeah, nice, right? How'd that feel doing that instead of speed?
That was great.
Okay.
Because you're focused on your aim point. Your eyes are up and out. Traffic.
Right.
Right.
Right. You're not in the cockpit.
Yep.
Now, a lot of EFISs have an indicator down here. Well, for AOA. Well, that's nice. We've got AOA information, but you're not going to be looking there.
No, you're looking there.
You're looking there. And the best EFISs also have an oral component. So when you're on speed, they're giving you a tone, like a slow beep. Beep, beep, beep. And the higher you get, they go beep, 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 beep. The higher you get in AOA, and usually they'll go beep when you're right about the stall. So it's like a stall warning horn. But what you do is you fly to the slow beep. You don't have to look at anything, because when you were making that base to final turn, you really weren't looking here. You were looking here, right? Because you're looking where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing a left-hand pattern, you're looking out here,
going, yeah.
and this is out of your field of view. So with the tone, you're just turning, and it's going beep, 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 beep. And if it starts going beep, 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 I need to relax a little bit.
So I've never
Never seen one.
10 years of CFIing or whatever.
Right.
I've never seen one. I've never flown in one.
Right.
And I'm convinced.
You're already convinced.
After 5 minutes in the simulator,
That's it.
I'm convinced.
That is
awesome.
This is what I think people should see this week here. What we just did.
They will.
I mean, go up and do a straight ahead wings level stall, then put it in a 30-degree angle and say, look, it's stalled at the same point.
So this exercise,
Yep.
is built with that in mind.
Okay.
So
Yep.
Angle of Attack Revisited.
Yep.
This exercise is built with that in mind, where we're going to take the learner.
Yep.
Okay, and we're going to have them do that. We're going to have them do those maneuvers. Okay.
Right. Yep.
Stall avoidance, departure stall, arrival stall, gliding, turning.
Yep.
Cross control,
Yep.
accelerated stalls. They're going to do that. Just what you said.
Yeah, because what I really want them to see is the difference that airspeed at stall varies with loading.
Yes.
AOA does not. It's always going to stall when you get to this top red,
Right.
regardless of what the airspeed says. And the easiest way to demonstrate it is what I just did with you. Straight ahead, 30 degrees, and go to 90 degrees if you want. This won't do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm used to doing this in an RV. And then just shoot the approach and show them on that put them on base, put them on base, or put them on downwind if you want to show them two turns where they pull a little bit. You're on downwind for 2.7 out here, and the tower says, turn at the numbers, turn tight at the numbers, orange dot, right, which is the first dot. And you're going, I landed there the other day, and I was in knife edge flight on the 8 coming around, right?
Yeah.
and the whole time in knife edge flight, I was right there. So didn't make any difference.
Cool. Very good.
Okay.
Very good. Would you recommend want their eyes out here on that?
Yep.
Would you cover this up? Would you fail this?
I would cover that.
Just cover it. Just do a sticky note.
I would
old school cover it up. For
right.
That.
Or
you're not going to focus.
I don't want you to look at that.
Yep.
You either tell them that I was telling you the speeds.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe make it so that that maybe the instructor can see it somewhere, so he can say, okay, this is the speed at which you stalled. This is the speed at which you stalled. This is the speed at which you're stalled.
So we want the instructor to call out the speeds and learners up here. Okay.
Just a couple times. We don't want to make this. We want to make this simple.
Well, that drives
so that when they walk away, they go.
It's not the speed. It's the angle of attack.
It's the angle of attack. That's right. It's not the speed. It's the angle of attack.
And you're changing angle of attack here.
Right.
Angle of attack here. There's an angle of attack here.
Yeah, we don't care so much about it. We're just trying to get that pitch. We're just trying to get pitch because, I mean, I can. It really gets ugly when you get into a massive slip. All right. Now, this will still do its best, but now you start getting weird airflows past the pitot tube, and I mean, if you get way out of controlled flight, way out of coordinated flight, you're in a different regime. I mean, this will be accurate in inverted flight.
Can we simulate that?
Not in a 172. Not in a 172. Okay.
Cool.
So how's that sound?
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I actually might modify our lesson plans a little bit.
Yeah.
To go through that flow. That order.
Right.
Yeah. So straight ahead,
straight ahead.
Recap. We'll do straight ahead, power off stall.
Yep.
Get the brake, note the speed.
Yep.
Okay, and then we'll do
30 degree
bank.
Right.
Note the speed.
And then go really steep.
Accelerated stall.
Right.
Accelerated
stall.
Speed,
right.
Brake happens.
Right. Yeah. And then do the approach where I would probably start on downwind so that you get 2 pattern turns.
Okay.
And then you can say, okay, pull. And then see that go up, right? If you want to play the Oshkosh Tower arrival on 2.7, right, kind of thing. It's
we can. Well, yeah. You
don't have to do it.
We've got to keep them here for this. This is the only exercise that
you have
the angle of attack set up on it.
Right.
So,
but you can make that kind of
reposition them on the downwind for either of these airports that we set up. No problem.
It's just that you want to give them in that, because that's where people make that base to final mistake. Is they're coming into Oshkosh. And I'm not hung up on Oshkosh. I'm just using it as an example.
Well, I did it.
They fly into
the same thing
right. You're sitting there. You're heavy. You're tired. They tell you that
you're draggy.
You're draggy.
Yep.
I need you to tighten the turn. Right. And this will go. No, I don't want you to tighten it any more than that.
Yeah.
And of course, how do you fix that? Let the nose drop. Take the sink rate. Once you take the sink rate, you can. The thing is, this will always be accurate, and with where the angle of attack is. But depending upon how much load you're putting on it, is where you're going to get it. How much G load and weight. How much weight. How much
you're making the wing do.
I struggle with what words to use when I'm teaching this, because it's how much lift you're asking it to generate. Because lift is V squared coefficient of lift and some other factors which are constant, right? And so hold that coefficient of lift the same, which is the angle of attack. For any angle of attack, there is a coefficient of lift. That's a fixed number. And then the lift curve slope, I don't know if you've ever seen a lift curve slope, right? It just goes here and it goes swoop. That's the stall angle of attack, and it will always stall at that angle of attack. So if you increase the G load, the weight that you're asking the wing to lift, then it's going to stall at a higher V. but the CL is the same. Great. That's super.
That was perfect.
Enjoy.
What do you think, Billy?
Okay. I learned a lot.